let's just go. No intro, no bullshit, let's just go. A little bit drunk there. Let's go to the new area. As you obviously could tell, this is a giant's graveyard. Which... So, I actually ended up doing a little bit of, look-see-up-seeing. And, apparently I was a little bit wrong about that blast spell being, like, super amazing. Like, yeah, it harms, like, really well, but it has its own downsides. The main one being, it does physical damage. And the downside of physical damage is, heavily armored enemies will actually take far less damage from, you know, being whacked by the spell. Which, you know, sucks. You know, I definitely need as much damage as I possibly can get my hands on. And yeah. Oops. Man. Sorry. Yeah, today the, you know, military up and decided I'm just gonna do a bunch of, aerial maneuvers over the top of your house. It's like, oh, good fun. So yeah, I just straight up had to spend the whole day doing anything that's not playing this. Which is kind of annoying because I want to do other things. And I kind of just couldn't because I needed to get this out of the way. And if I did anything else, I probably would have been too tired to actually play this. It's just kind of an annoying thing. Meanwhile, I am nearly dying. Never mind, I actually died. That's... realizing that this character has a lot of flaws. Definitely not playing this right. Just gonna grab that real quick. Yeah. Where the heck? More spells. Yeah, so more or less every spell has its own perks. Ice wasn't actually as bad as I originally thought, but it does have one major downside to it, which is that I actually have to level it up in order to get the piercing effects. Which, you know, I don't have the levels for that yet, so I have to actually rely on this spell here for my damage. Actually pull out the blast Inferno spell. much more I need it. So yeah, Magic Shield straight up just ups my defense. Inferno, AoE does burn, blast, physical damage and homing. Spark actually might be better than Inferno. It's cheaper, charges faster. I think it has less range though. I think it only hits things in front of me, while Inferno does like a big AoE around me. Freeze, you know, pierces, and has sort of homing. And Blaze, everyone's seen that. The Rod actually hits 3 times for its charge attack, I guess you'd call it. Which isn't necessarily bad, but I'm not exactly using the Rod. Like, I do not have the stats for it at all. So... oh yeah, something to note about this game. When you die, you don't lose experience or anything. But you do lose, I think it's... you lose quite a large amount of your held money, which is why you want to shove it all into the bank. I kind of discovered this a bit late on my other character, when I was trying to reacquaint myself with this game. I think I showed a couple of clips in places where I definitely lost a lot of money. And yeah. Oh yeah, something about the Giant's Graveyard. This is the first place, I think. Oh, God damn it. It's a place that unlocks the rare ores, which I think are Mithril, Dark Matter, and Orichalcum. And essentially, it'll unlock ores in every single area when you, I think it's when you beat it. Except for side dungeons, you can't get ores in side dungeons. I'm doing stuff with my hands, no one can see that. And yeah, so you unlock those, I think, after you beat this dungeon, but there's no point actually getting the ores until you actually, I've heard that saying is really dumb. And it's because I've got like no script to go off of, and even when I have a script. Oh yeah, I think everyone can probably see it. Not anyone watching anyway. Oh, well, this is not good. Yep, this is not good. That's really not good. Oh yeah, so as you can see there was a cutscene, there's 2 mummies, or what do you want to call them, are the only things that can move this grave. Like, I can't destroy this, even in multiplayer. So, you actually need to wait for them to move that grave in order to get the item that was beneath it. So I'm screwed. I've got no healing items. But yeah, I think this is the area you start seeing enemies that actually have like physical resistance. Like, these enemies are called giants, and they very much have pretty decent physical defense. which means my blast spell would not work on them very good. Considering, you know, they'd block most of it. As you can see here, I'm dealing quite a bit just with this basic fire cell here. I think that's because they don't have a lot of fire resistance. Which is funny because I think they're like stone giants or something. Not that I can really complain. I had a lot. Actually, I had an easier time going through this on the brawler. Although I think that's just because the brawler has an automatic health recovery ability. Which is just... I took that so much for granted. Yep, this does not change. Jeez, I forget that the mic can pick up my breathing. That's not great. Refuge. Much higher defense. This gives me nothing else, so I'm just gonna sell that. Can I actually make any extra money here? Valor. I think that gives me extra light resist. I don't care about light resist, so I'm just gonna sell that. Now I should be able to sell these. Lightning, fire resist, don't care about either of those. Can't even cast Spark right now. And I'll store these cards, because I can't be bothered using those yet. And yeah, so I think my goal for right now will probably be to unlock a level 2 spell. It's just really handy to have a level 2 spell, especially in situations like this. That's a bronze rod, I think. I think that's stronger than my current rod. Yeah, I can't even use it because I don't have the level 1 for it. It's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So yeah, I've definitely been playing this pretty poorly. Like, I think by this point, I definitely was a lot better off on my other character. I think it's just because I'm trying to actually relearn what all the spells do. Thus, I actually have to learn them in order to see their in-game effects. Like right there, Inferno would probably been a really good spell to use. Also, here's the first instance of multiplayer required things. The thing I sold in episode 1, the force ring, whatever it was, that. You need to use that for that. You use it, charge it up, and it breaks it. Just because pausing doesn't actually do anything. I think I need more vitality there. And what do I want? What do I want? Yeah, I'll go with ice. So now I actually have a level 2 spell, and it's the ice one. And you can see, it can hit 2 things. Not the most impressive, but it's a thing. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, the guy from the tutorial, he's totally dead. His, like, this is even his soul, right here. Actually, can I? No, I can't, damn it. So, yeah. So, what I did earlier was I got them to lift that thing, the gravestone, off of his soul. So, I'll just toss it, and now he's back to life. And that permanently alters the end of the game. To, you know, include him in it. Because if you don't revive him, he straight up just rots in this dungeon forever. Which is kind of funny in its own right, especially considering he's part of the reason why my first episode of this was 38 minutes long. It's ridiculous. Something about the ice spell that's kind of silly is that it can actually go around corners. Which, I guess its homing is a little bit better than the blast spell, but the blast spell actually chases. Which, you know, in its own right, is pretty impressive, I guess, is the word. Yeah, as you can see, it just did a sharp turn right there. Oh, it actually froze something. Ooh. Oh, I'm poisoned. That's not good. That's actually really not good. No! Oh. How should I raise my poison defense by 3? I'm totally gonna die here, by the way. There's no way I'm not gonna die here. I died here on my brawler too. This boss is just basically really tanky, and he hits so hard it isn't funny. Oh, ow. And yeah, then there's the boulders. See, yeah, that hurts. Why do I care? Oh yeah, I also have this. Remember that thing in the previous episode? Here's the Atom Dragon. I think level 1 you kill 50 enemies to get the charge. And well, that was kind of lackluster, but you get the point. It's more or less a full screen wipe and anything but that isn't the boss. And yep. I managed to avoid dying by realizing, oh, ice has major homing. Which, you know, I guess that's fun. And I didn't level up. Do I care? Not really. But you made it through the graveyard. Let's punish that witch. Something something. Rats no longer humans. Wait, what? The rats are humans? Witch will think twice before doing something like this again. Obviously, because I'm probably going to be killing her. I don't think she'd be able to think in that situation. Oh yeah, something fun about this shop area here. At some point, the the two older sisters get like really pissed off and jealous about another store, and they just like disappear, all depressed. Like they get super depressed for a bunch, like for quite a while. It's just kind of funny. I don't care about that stuff. Hush. I don't even get recoil. Why do I care? Why should I care? Yep. Actually, I have enough HP. Oops, don't want to do that. Can I get any? No, can't get any decent spells. Timer I've got up says it's more or less been 23 minutes, so I think that I'll stop this here. See you next time, I guess.